Add this to the stream. All right, good, everyone. So everybody can see everything okay? Everybody ready to go? All right, we got a nice little mover going on right now in this stock right here. I know you guys have been watching. The KMPH is doing pretty nicely. That was actually, it was funny. It was one of the stocks that were on the watch list this morning, and it really didn't pick up any momentum. It was actually on my B list. There was the other ones that looked a little bit better, the OVID and the CAN, the TXMD. We'll talk about that. But this one's just starting to make a move. I just want to point this out right here. If you noticed, there were a couple of pretty big iceberg orders out here getting filled. Huge orders right here. I'm going to move back a little bit further. There was this big guy right here, big order for like, I think it was like almost 100,000 shares looking to be sold. And it looks like he got hit. He was there for a while and looks like he finally let go. There was one guy right here when it was below it, took him out at 1612, and now took this guy at 1750. And you can see how beautiful that thing is going up gorgeously. And once again, it's all about following the money. All right. But we're going to talk a little bit about this one. I know you guys jumped in early. Actually, it was pretty nice because this made its move right around 8:30. So if you got in here a little late, at least you got in there. Everyone should have been right around 1650. You're probably doing well right now. But out of all the stocks that are moving, there wasn't a lot of stuff that's moving. The job reports came out. Market actually reversed. Looks like that was positive, but we're not going anywhere. We were up like 130 points, I think. We dropped down like negative 10, 20. Now we're positive 50 right now. So I don't know. The market's like, I don't know. Between this new bill is going to be voted on today with this COVID bill, which they say that's what it is. But looks like there's a lot of good pet projects in there that might help certain markets make nice moves. So let's keep an eye on that. But there's a couple of things we're going to watch out, and we're going to talk about them. First, let's go look on and see what happened yesterday, because yesterday was a pretty good day. Actually, we did phase 3 yesterday, and one of the big winners that we traded was Rocket. And this thing was a rocket yesterday. This is Rocket Mortgage. All right. And what's so funny? I'm having my coffee this morning, and I'm like, what the hell is Rocket Mortgage? Like, what is that all about? And then sure enough, it was that comedian that was on Saturday Night Live that I used to watch all the time. Really funny dude. And, and all of a sudden I'm like, oh, wow. Because I heard Rocket Mortgage. I didn't think it was going to do that great. Rocket Mortgage went from $28 to $42 yesterday. It started right in the middle of the day, which is very, very rare. But it had a really big move. At 1 o'clock, ran all the way to $42. It was a great move. We made a lot of money on it in phase 3. But the thing, you got to be careful. The stock had a lot of shakes, got halted a few times, and you went from 42 down to 36, and then sure enough, it went up. I don't know what it was, but if you had a limit order at a ridiculous number at that 30s, you would have got filled, and boom, it went right back up to 42. So that was a pretty nice move. There were a couple other ones also that made some nice moves. UU was another one that moved up pretty nicely. And let me just bring the chart here. So you can see that one just had a really nice moving trend from $5 up to $5.80, right around 10:30. And it's just kind of this is like the worst time to trade. But, you can see like, where did it go? It went up 40 cents in like 6 hours. Do you really want to be stuck with that? Or would you rather make the 60 cents in 30 minutes? That's why we only trade a certain time of the day. But it was a nice stock, and it had some really good push going into the after hours. That one also did well. RRD was another one for you that missed out. Was another really nice stock. This stock was not only been a good day trade, but it's been a great swing trade. Stock was at 250, almost at 5. It's it's holding pretty strong here. I'm going to throw this on my watch list, RRD, just to see what happens. I'll put this on the B list. It's not moving well, but we know from yesterday. Remember that sometimes they continue what they've done from the day before. So, and you could see it did it on what is that? We're on, okay, that's Monday. This one right here is Monday. This is Tuesday, so today's Wednesday. So you could see it had like a consistency, and it's been doing great right here. It's actually doing pretty fine. That one also, and then one last one, FBIO. Just want to bring up that one. That one also did pretty well. Very inexpensive stock. $4 stock, level 1 stock, really nice stock. A lot of guys did pretty well with that. So that's what you missed on Tuesday. Remember, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays are the best days to trade. Now, that's the past. We put that in the archive. Don't worry about it. You learn from it. Let's pick up where we left, where we're going to pick up from today. All right. So first of all, I want to start off with DraftKings. I've been a huge fan of DraftKings. Huge fan. Okay. A lot of us own the stock all the way down since $40. Okay. I said, hold the stock for a while. The stock, I mean, I think they signed Michael Jordan's on the board right now. I mean, they're doing some crazy things. And this is what drives me nuts. When you look at Penn Financial, Penn is trading at 126. I mean, this is, when you look at Penn, gaming, and then you look at, DraftKings advertising everywhere, So, I can see this being a $100 stock. I mean, I'm holding on it. I actually averaged up and bought more. My only concern about DraftKings, it's going up too fast. And by the way, like I said, it's a very difficult stock to day trade. So be very, very careful of the stock. But it just literally was at $55. And, literally now it's already at 74. That's almost a 20-point move right there in less than a little bit more than a week. That's a pretty big move. I know they came out with some good move. I think there was a rumor going around that they're interested in, they're going to be looking to take over some other company, whatever. But anyway, listen, politics on the side, okay? They came out, they came out with a bunch of bills, and the government's spending a lot of money due to COVID. All right. Someone's going to pay for it. Somebody's going to pay for it, and it's going to come sooner than later. So, if they're going to tax the rich, or they're going to, legalize gambling or legalize pot, whatever it is, you saw that. And we actually as traders benefit from it. Now, remember, as a trader, and I tell everybody here, keep your political beliefs separate than trading, okay? Because if you think gambling's a bad thing, whatever, then you know what? I get it. Okay, you don't got to sell me. But if you had an opportunity to make 20 points on the stock, okay, would that change your life? So, unfortunately, you got to, when there's smoke, there's fire. So you got to look for these things. All right. Listen, just like what happened with Boeing. Boeing got grounded. When they had the MAX jets. But I love Boeing. I think Boeing's the best thing. I hope they blow away Airbus. But you know what? If you love the hell out of it at $350, you are literally crying when it went to 120. What are you supposed to do? Hold on to it? You know what I mean? So you got to look at it that way. You got to be very, very focused and listen very carefully. Especially, a lot of people feel like they missed the whole boat when it comes to the coronavirus, when we broke down to 18,000, and now we're at 30, almost 31.5 right now somewhere. You know what? Listen, there's something new every day. It's only going to get more exciting. So just remember, learn from it. Every day's a new day. I took things personally when I was 22 years old. I'm 49 right now. I don't really, I don't hold anything against anybody, because you know what? I'm not going to miss the boat. Listen, I'll give you one more last thing. We're going to go through the watch list, okay? I'm going to tell you a very valuable lesson. You know when people were ticked off back in 2008 when we bailed out the banks, right? What did the banks do for you? Nothing. They don't care about you, okay? They got bailed out, and guess what? They screwed the government big time, because they bought all their stock. They bought Citibank at $1. They sold it back at $5. And they gave the money back to the banks, to the government, says, you know what? We changed mind. We're not going to do what you told us to do. Thank you very much. They bailed themselves out, because what they do, they took their money and they did the best investment. They invested in themselves. They bought back their stock. They ran it up, made their money back, and that's it. Like it or not, that's Wall Street, And you see what's happened with the ready stocks, with Wall Street bets. You just got to follow the money. So anyway, a couple of stocks we're going to go through and do some shopping, because listen, I think it's going to get more and more volatile than you could even imagine. I think there's going to be more. I mean, this bill's going to be passed. They're going to start looking for money. They're going to start raising this. They're going to start taxing that. They're going to start giving incentives for this and that. So there's no better place than being in the stock market. So let's go over a couple of stocks really quick. Let's talk about what's moving this morning. I want to keep an eye on the KMPH again. She just backed off a little bit, because a lot of those buyers that were on the bid that we just saw that was selling just got executed. And that obviously is a very bad sign. So when you see big block orders getting filled, That's what's happening. But it looks like there's a pretty big buyer right here around 16. It's not a lot. It's like 14,000. I don't think that's a lot, but that really is right here. We're looking at this right here. You can see him right here. I'll bring this over. You can see him right there, and yeah, there's not that many orders out there. So be very careful. Stock's pretty volatile too. OVID is another one that's moving. That's up. But she's starting to back off. She's up about 65%. Not a really good sign when a stock is up a lot and she's starting to trend down. There's probably some profit taking. She obviously is a gap fill right there, but she is going to be on the watch list because she's going to be volatile this morning. SLGG is another one I found this morning that was doing pretty well in pre-market. Another gaming stock you could see. Look always at the name of the company, but you can see the stock basically just right around now. She started making a move around 9 a.m. She just went from 520 to 580. Nice little pop. Spreads are pretty ugly. Okay, remember the spread is quite ugly right here, so you got to be cautious of that one. I'll be careful of that. You got somebody on YouTube saying, "What about OCGN?" We're going to talk about that one. And Bingo has new news. Love Bingo. BNGO. Made a lot of money with Bingo. Yeah, Bingo looks like it's just starting to pick a little more momentum right here, but she's not really moving too much, so we can keep an eye on that. The OCGN is another one I found this morning too, and it's not really going anywhere. I mean, like, it's gapped up. It's about 30%, 17 million shares traded already in pre-market. The market's not even open, but she's got some support levels right here, just right above 1225. Don't really see anything. Let me just zoom over here. Not really. I don't see any big. I had 7,000 at. I don't really call that an iceberg order, but this is an iceberg. 15,000 at 1275. That explains why he had a tough time. That's why you see that little head right there on that chart. But that one we're gonna put on our watch list. TRXC is another one that's moving this morning. She's obviously backing down a little bit. It's on the trend down. I don't know. This one was looking good too. All of a sudden, up 13%. She's starting to go back down. Riot's back on my watch list again. Riot basically is gapped up. She's going down again. Be careful. These stocks are pretty volatile, these blockchain stocks. Remember, they do a lot of what we call at the open. They do a lot of these slingshots, and then they go up. And remember, and a lot of you in here in the cyber group room, you know what I'm talking about. When stocks come up to these big iceberg orders, they always do a slingshot, okay? And we taught you that in class. You got to know what those slingshots are because you don't want to get chased and get screwed and pay a lot more money for the stock than you have to. This is how day traders get screwed, okay? Got to watch those slingshots. Mara is also going to obviously go side by side with Riot. SOS has been a fun stock for us too. She gapped up and all of a sudden she's starting to go down. So now you're seeing the trend. After hours from yesterday, there's some supports right around 7. I want to see what happens right around that price, but SOS has been a fun stock for us. We're doing really well. Just so some of you, if you missed this already, we did great with with Rocket Mortgage. She's starting to go back down 12%. Listen, stock goes from 20 to 42. What do you think is going to happen? If you woke up this morning and you up that much money, what would you be doing, and not knowing that? So that's why it's very important. You got to follow the money when it comes to that. UWMC is another one that's moving. Like I said, this one I kind of like. This one has a nice little trend. Did I have this on my watch list? No, I didn't put it on. She just obviously just popped right now. Yeah, you see 9 o'clock. But when I write these lists down before we start, I do it right around. I've been watching it, but sure enough, she just made a pop right now. So that was a pretty nice move already. So that one that was on my B list is going to go back on my A list. All right, beautiful. All right, a couple of you shooting out some stocks right there. Good morning on the UWMC. Yep, there you go. There you go, Jeff. What else am I missing? Anything else? XXII. Norman said this one just had a pop. I don't know about that. It's not. Doesn't really look like a pop, Norman. It looks like it tried to and it stopped. I wouldn't say that. Anybody else? Well, thank you very much, Zelg on YouTube. Thank you I really appreciate that. Listen, I remember trading is not for everybody, and everybody wants to do it. There's more and more people trying to get into day trading, And listen, what else you can do? You can't if you can't gamble and play football, those sports, so gamble on something. People are going to trade the market. You got no better place to do it, but you got to learn before you can earn. Jill is saying FSR is making a little, it's garbage. Listen, we've done well with that, Jill. It's been doing great, but it's not really doing too much right now. You can see it's kind of flat. 500,000 shares is pretty good, but it's not really doing too much. I would probably stay away from that. Okay. Anybody else? Anybody else out there? Am I missing anything else? Listen, there's always new ones that come out of the gate. All right. So we're going to find some. This is just what we find in pre-market. Let's see what happens in the open. So listen, let's get ready for the open. We got about 15 minutes. Today we got phase 3. So all the students here at CyberTrade University, all gold and platinum. I'll see you in class. Remember, we're going to start at 9:35. Be careful of the slingshots at the open. If you're in a good position right now, just listen. They do the nasty shakes right between 9 and 9:30. All right. And then for some of you that are new here at CyberTrade University, hope you're sitting and you're watching, you're learning. You got to, and do not buy anything that we talk about because we did not teach you. You're just here to see if other people make money. It's not about making money. It's about controlling losses. That's the biggest issue. And if you're on YouTube, Facebook Live, make sure you friend us, like us, ring that little bell so you can get our alerts or little tweets that we do and stuff like that. And then don't forget, tomorrow we have open house. I'm going to go over all this stuff for 1 hour, talking about high frequency trades, algorithms, dark pools, everything you want to know what makes a successful day trader and why I've been around so long doing it, because obviously I must be doing something right. So if you want to do it right, make sure you're there. See you all back then. In the meantime, cyber traders, you see something, you say something. Good luck, everyone. Happy trading.